it's a human nature to appeal towards the outer beauty first, okay, but you have to look beyond that. Sometimes, if you look beyond that, you find a very beautiful heart that you cannot find anywhere else. So you should look beyond the physical appearances and all that stuff. And it's written very beautifully. I just love this one. Assalamu alaikum. Hi there, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, again, all time no see. But this time I have a valid excuse because after the winter vacation when the school opens, oh my god, everything is going literally haywire. It was a transitional period for me for settling down, and now that we are settled down, I literally sat down to start this thing. I had this idea in my mind for so long, like to do the most anticipated 25 books for 2025, and these are some new releases. Some like I have over here on my TBR card. Some I didn't watch yet, but they are like released already or they're on the market right now, and there's a mix. So I basically in total, there are 25. I have categorized them and written them in my diary over here because, as usual, I told you that my memory is gold. So let's dive into the vlog without further ado. And first, basically, I'm talking about the releases first. Okay, so over here, I have written the first release. It is released. Okay, it's in the market, but import duty from USA and UK is too much. That's why I'm not like doing it right now. But I have this book over here in my 2025 anticipated books, and I will read this one by the end of this year, inshallah. Okay, so the first one is Beg, Borrow, or Steal. It's by one of my favorite authors, Sarah Adams. Okay, I like her books. Okay, so I was also anticipating to get my hands on this book like firsthand, but the thing is that we are not we aren't able to get this book over here, so we will wait for this one. Okay. After this, we have Don't Let Him In. Okay, Don't Let Him In is by Lisa Joel. And Lisa Joel, I have none of this is true by Lisa Joel on my TBR already. Yes, none of this is true. It was over here. It's already on my TBR. Everyone knows over here that I am a sucker for thrillers. So you can give me thrillers anytime. But nowadays, I'm growing up on true fantasy as well. I don't know why. Why? I just love it. I don't know. The way they're writing it, the way there are some of the books, like the Hannah Nicole Myrer, I don't know remember how to pronounce it, but her assistant to the villain and then apprentice to the villain, both are so top notch. And the other book I was reading, this a Red Queen, it was also good. Okay, so I'm also going with fantasy as well. Can you believe it? I don't believe it. Okay, so you can give me anything now. Either it's fantasy or romance or thriller. Okay, so number three over here, that is my most anticipated book of 2025 is Say You Will Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. And anything by Abby Jimenez is good. Okay, she writes everything so beautifully. So I her writing is aesthetic. I don't know if it makes sense, but I want to read this one. I don't know the release date, so we will wait for it. And I don't have to do anything with the release date as well because over here in KSA we will get the books after like 3, 4, 5 months. Obviously, I had this made my mind for that. Okay. After that, we have the book of my favorite writer, my favorite author, Ali Hazelwood, Deep Ends. And by the name of the book, Deep Ends, it feels like that it's a double meaning kind of a name, right? Deep Ends, love it. But I am literally eager to know the story because she has a good substance in her book. She has good kind of a storyline. She has a good approach towards the story, and she know what she's doing. She know how to write the things. Okay, so the third book that we are going to read is Out of the Woods, and it's by Hannah Bonham, I guess. Yeah, because Out on the Limb was also by her. And I kid you not, her writing style is so mindful and so well put. The thought that she wants to convey, it's so well put, I cannot even tell you. And the issues that she addressed in that book was so need of the time. Like we judge right now and nowadays we judge people on their physical appearances and their outer beauty. Okay, understand that it's a human nature to appeal towards the outer beauty first. Okay, but you have to look beyond that. Sometimes if you look beyond that, you find a very beautiful heart. So you should look beyond the physical appearances and all that stuff. And it's written very beautifully. I just love this one. Okay, So I'm also anticipating Out of the Woods would be something like not something really like the first book, but it would be something good. Okay, after this one, it's Beautiful Ugly. And Beautiful Ugly is by Alice Feeney. And Alice Feeney knows what she's doing, right? She knows what she's doing. So we don't have to give any introduction to her or like don't have to say anything about her. She is a very talented writer, very intellectual writer. She keeps the like reader on the hook. So she knows what she's doing. So I'm definitely gonna read this one. This is The Beautiful Ugly is the most anticipated of all of them. Now the seventh one is over here, Our Infinite Fate by Laura Stevens. It seems to be like a bit fantasy. The name, when the fate is involved, when the mystical things are involved, and all that stuff, we know what's coming. We know what we are going for, right? So I feel it's it's fancy. I feel like that. And the eighth book over here, The Accomplice to the Villain, that is obviously the part of the assistant to the villain and the what was the second one? I forgot the second one. I was just reading the second one. I forgot the second name of the second one. What was the second one? I know. Why am I the short term memory loss kind of a thing? Yeah. Assistant to the villain? Apprentice to the villain. Okay. So Accomplice to the Villain is the third one. And it will be the final installment. I don't know, but it's coming in like this year. So I'm waiting for this one. These were the eight books that like are they going to release and they will be releasing in this year. So these are the books for 2025. Like they are going to release in 2025, and there are some books on my like anticipated list. Those are released in past years and I haven't read it yet. Okay, so we are going for the first one over here, but first we are touching the romancy, fantasy and romance like section. So from the romance or fantasy or romancy section, first we have the Shatter Me. Okay, and where's Shatter Me? It was over there. It was over here. Where is Shatter Me? I couldn't find it over here right now. Might be possible I have Shatter Me somewhere else. Yeah, I kept somewhere else. Where is it? It's not here. I don't see it over here. But Shadow was over here a few days ago. I don't know where it's gone. Yeah, okay, Shadow is over here. Yeah, we got this over here. I have this book since last year in my TBR. I don't know why I'm not able like to read it. It's not like I'm not able to read it. It's just that my routine is so hectic nowadays because my eldest one have started having her midterm and final terms and all that things, and it's new to her, and I have to like be there for her at every point of time. So and other one started having her his test and all that stuff. So things are quite like jumbled up right now. Maybe that because of that I'm like having like piles and piles of books right over here. But I promise you, I'm gonna finish this whole series by 2025. If not a whole series, at least the Shatter Me. I will be done with this one. Okay, after Shatter Me, we have Love Redesigned over here. Shatter Me was from the fantasy you can say, or fantasy genre. This one is pure romance. It's some Lake Billionaire, yeah, Lakefront Billionaire, and it's written by Lauren Asher. I have books of Lauren Asher before as well. Dreamland Billionaire, I guess. The whole series was with Lauren Asher, if I remember correctly. So this is again Lakefront Billionaire. She has an obsession with billionaires. Is there something like that? She has obsession with billionaires. Darling, please write about the common man. We want to read about the common man as well. Everyone is not a billionaire, and everyone is not unlucky to have a billionaire. So please think about us as well. Okay, so yeah, I was telling you about this thing. Look, the fine print, the term and conditions, and these are. I read this one, and the final offer was good, and term and condition was also very good. But the fine print was like, meh. But look, I bought the whole series. Why? Because sometimes the first book is not that good, or the first book like is building the whole scenario for the upcoming books and all that stuff. So we have to buy the whole series. That's why I bought the whole series for this one as well. One book is over here, another is just behind the back over there. You can see. So we have this love redesigned over here, and we will read this, and then I will come. I will tell you how it is. Though the thickness of it is telling me that I'm gonna get bored, but I find it cute. The cover is cute. So this one is the second book from my TBR card that I want to read. After this one, we have Powerless. Do we have Powerless over here? Powerless. Yeah, I have Powerless over here. I have Powerless over here, and it's also again fantasy romance kind of thing going on. And this year, I have so many fantasies or romances on my TBR or in my anticipated book, or I have like literally they're in transit. There are so many like you could say fantasy now. I have like bought in recent days that I don't know why. Sometimes I just latch onto something and I keep on latching on that. I don't know why I do this thing. Like if I like the thing, I will latch onto it and then I will not let it go until and unless I get bored. Until and unless the boredom kills me. Okay, after this one we have Book of Ezreal. Book of Ezreal is not with me, but one of my friends told me that it is a very good book in fantasy genre. You must read it. You will enjoy it, and this and that. And she gave me a synopsis. It has all those elements that I want to read. Let's see how it will be. Then I have this one, Wild Love. Where is this Wild Love? Okay, it's here. You white person. Okay. I have Wild Love and I have Wild Eyes. I guess the third installment is also coming like this year. Wild something. I don't know, but it's in green color, if I remember. So this will be my first book of Elf Silvers, and let's see if I will like it or not. Okay, after Wild Love, we have Wishing Game. Oh my god, it's like it will be almost 2 years since like 2 years or 1.5 year since it's on my TBR right here. I don't know why don't I pick this up. I don't know why. Sometimes a random number generator is the reason, or sometimes the TBR jar is the reason. Sometimes my mind and mood is also the reason. But I don't know why do I cannot pick this one. I don't know why. Though it seems very promising and the cover is also very good and it's by Matt Sheffer and feels some magical thing is going on and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know the genre is not also written over here. No? So I don't know what the book is about, but I feel like it's a magical kind of book. So we are going to read this one this year, hopefully. Then we have When the Moon Hatched. I feel it's overrated. Feel like that because everyone is reading about it. Everyone. I want to read this one. I want to know the thinking or the perception about, behind this title. When the Moon Hatched. Like when the moon hatched, eggs hatch. But how the moon will be hatched? That's the thing. That's the reason that I want that. That's the reason I want to read this book because the title is so weird, so strange. Okay, now we come to our thriller section: suspense, thriller, murder, crime, blah blah, all in that one. Okay, so starting with the first book over here that I have right now with me is the reappearance of Richard Price. My mask is over there. Don't fall down. Okay, this one. And look, my scarf pin is also over there. I keep the things in like if I ever need them in emergency. I keep it away. Reappearance of Rachel Price. This one is the first book of Holly Jackson that I literally want to read because of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and the Good Girl's Guide to Murder was very good. It was very like suspenseful and was one of the basically best thrillers I have ever read. So the reappearance of Rachel Price is a must. Then obviously all her books is a must then for me. As I told you, when I get hooked to something, when I latch onto something, then there is no going back. Okay. After this one, there is one another book of hers over here, Five Survive. This one is also like older book of hers. This one is the older. This one is the newest book, I guess. Okay. After these two, we have the Yellow Face. I'm so attracted towards the eyes. Is it possible that we get attracted towards the eyes drawn on the book by someone? Like, I don't know. Just look at the eyes. They're so beautiful. Just look at those. It doesn't seem like a kind of thriller or horror or like in that genre at all. It doesn't seem like that. But everyone is saying it is, so it might be. Okay. So this is one of the most anticipated thriller section for me, and I have to read this one. And might be possible that I'm gonna give this one a chance in my fab or like TBR. The Yellow Face. After this one, we have Never Lie. Where is Never Lie? It is right here. There is a husband or wife, and they are literally searching for a home, and they got a home secluded in the hills or something, if I remember properly. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, 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 yeah. There's the story revolves around the husband wife in a house. Okay, so this is about that. Never lie. And I know already, like most of you have read this book, but I haven't, because once I read The Teacher, I read The Housemaid and the series, like the subsequent books of Housemaid. Then I read The Teacher, and after reading The Teacher, I went into a dilemma. I don't know why I didn't like that book, and it might also hate me because I'm a teacher as well. But I don't know why. I just hate that book so much that I couldn't like pick any book for the longest time of this writer, for the longest time. Then I just gathered some courage and I just picked this one because everyone was raving about this one as well. I had to get it, so I got it, and now I'm going to read it in 2025, hopefully. Okay, after this one we have Then She Was Gone. Oh my god, I'm singing for so long. This is also Lisa Drills. And Then She Was Gone. Okay, I'm anticipating this book so hard. Why I'm anticipating this book is because the storyline is very nice. Like the girl, a woman, she missed her daughter because she was gone and all that stuff. And after 10 years or so, she started dating a boy. She had twins, I guess. If I don't, there's nothing written over here like that. But what I heard from the people is that they were twins, and one of her daughter was disappeared and all that stuff. And after 10 years, she started dating a person. And when she went to that person's house or something like that, she saw a girl who looked exactly like her daughter in her house. Obviously, they were twins, so might be possible they are like identical twins. I don't know. I don't know what the story is, but that's what I heard about this book. So let's see. And the win-win for this book is that it's floppier, and I am in the era of loving the floppier books. So this might make to my fab TBR because it's floppier, and I love floppy books. Okay, after this we have None of this is true. Again by Lisa Jewell. Well, none of this is true by Lisa Jewells. And there were two different women who met by chance in a restaurant, discovered they were birthday twins. Which is when Alex realizes that she and her family is in more danger than she ever thought possible. Why I never read this before? Because I haven't read this one. That's why. Oh my god, also dumb. But I'm gonna read this one as well this year, and it's one on my priority list now. And after this one, I had uh, 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 Belladonna over here. The last three books over here, they are from the fantasy genre. They are not from the thriller genre. I just wrote these last three today in the morning. There are few fantasies that I do want to read, and one of them is like pure romance. It's not fantasy, and two of them are fantasy. The Belladonna, this one over here, and we have one Dark Figure, and I don't have one Dark Figure with me right now over here. And the last book, that's the most anticipated book, and literally, I just told you the story that I ran for this book in the whole Jadda Book Fair because I just saw a glimpse of this book in someone's shopping bag. And I literally just got 4 or 5 rounds of that big Jadda Super Dome. It's so big. Like it took me almost full 1 hour or more than that. By now, you guys have like guessed this book, right? The Bodyguard. I don't know why I'm so attracted towards that book. It's such a unconventional kind of a story, and it's such a unique story that a girl is a bodyguarding a boy, and apparently the boy is a singer or some celebrity, some kind of a thing. And I just want to read that thing. That's a very different dynamics. These are not the very common dynamics. It's a very different dynamic set in a very different kind of like thing. I know the girls are bodyguards nowadays, and girls are trained to be scouts and trained to be in army and all that. I know, but I haven't read this thing. I know it's happening in real life, but I haven't read this thing. So it's a very unique kind of a storyline for me, and I want to read this one. So hopefully, I will get my hands on this book this year, inshallah. Okay, so this is all. This is done and dusted. We are done with all the 25 books. And the next vlog will be probably about the January wrap up, and it will be coming out in 2 or 3 days, I guess, after uploading this one. So stay tuned. Love you all. Take care. Till we meet next time. Hasta la vista.